Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic one out there, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me here today as we dive into a little bit of lamb on the menu here. We have prepared for us. We're going to be listening to the track Gorecki, which I don't know, but I can only assume perhaps is based or related to Henryk Gorecki, who we've listened to Symphony No. 3 from, which was brilliant, which is coming off of their album, Lamb. This is their debut studio album, which was released in 1996. We're giving this a listen because this was suggested, requested, sponsored, sent over to us from Graham, rather. Graham, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for sending in the request as well. I truly appreciate it. I just got done replacing the car seats for Liam in my car, taking the smaller one out and putting the bigger one in there for him. At first, it was kind of like IKEA directions where I'm reading the paper and it's not making any sense. But then once I finally got it all together, it made complete sense. Sometimes that's just the way things are. Okay, I can't say that I've ever heard of Lamb, but today we're going to get our first introduction. So let's go ahead and pull it up. We'll discuss it a little bit after, of course. Here we go, guys.
If I should die this very moment, I wouldn't fear, for I've never known completeness like being here, wrapped in the warmth of you, loving every breath of you. Still my heart this moment, oh, it might burst. Could we stay right here till the end of time, till the earth stops turning?
You know, I love those drums.
Love you till the seas run dry. I found the one I've waited for. All this time I've loved you and never known your face. All this time I've missed you and searched this human race.
It's very possible that they're bringing in some music from Gorecki.
True peace. Here my heart knows calm, safe in your soul.
Sounds like it.
Bathed in your sighs. Wanna stay right here till the end of time, till the earth stops turning. Gonna love you till the seas run dry. I found the one I've waited for. The one I've waited
Oh, what a brilliant build up there. When did this come out? 90 what? 6. Right in the time.
All I've done, all I've felt was leading to this. All I've known, all I've done, all I've felt was leading to this.
Clean up those drums.
Till the end of time, till the earth stops turning. Gonna love you till the seas run dry. I've found the one I've waited for. The one
great transition there. And with the backwards sounds coming through too. I love the use of that percussion in this track.
Wanna stay right here till the end of time, till the earth stops turning. Gonna love you till the seas run dry. I found the one
Oh, that would be fun to drum.
I've waited for. The one I've waited for.
And it was brilliantly built up too. Really good bringing in the symphony there. Little bits of symphony still. Yep, that is a keeper. That is for sure 100% a keeper, a brilliant track, a wow. Okay, where to begin? The percussion and the drumming. I love it. I love the buildup. I love the tones, the sounds, the instrumentation that's used. You already know that I have quite a liking towards tabla, Middle Eastern drums, and that kind of sound. And the use of that here is brilliant. I love the sound of the hands slapping against that skin. It does something to me. And I like how you have that, but there's still like this kind of water droplet amount of depth behind it as well that just makes it really satisfying to listen to. Then, as the track progresses, I mean, first it starts off slow with that percussion, and little by little the percussion's filled in a bit, and then it just shifts straight into basically trip hop at that point when the drums come in, and it's just a cool beats and a cool groove to play along to, because I would love to play along to that. If I had a drum set, I could pull out and just groove to that. That's one of those feel good grooves that you bounce along with, and I love how that stays for a while, of course, at a very euphoric moment, kind of hitting that first climax. And I like how after the drums come in, we're not done with the percussion that introduced us into the track. That comes back as well. So there's a nice balance between kind of the, I guess you could say the acoustic in a sense. Maybe not acoustic's not the right word. The more bare but rhythmic percussion, which is a little lighter, and then the full drum set, or perhaps it's sampled. I don't know. Either way, sounds great. It really does. Then you have the vocals, which are beautifully like not euphoric, like ethereal, and they're warm and just pleasant to listen to. That's going to be Lou Rhodes handling the vocals here, and she was absolutely fantastic. She has a voice that could pull in the mystique and then take it and put it into like a city kind of vibe. You know, like there's just a really great way that she sings, and it provides a nice ambience into the track. But there's also little moments where she provides kind of a power. She kind of pushes her voice a little bit more on the delivery front and allows it to kind of fade into into the ocean of instrumentation that's happening in some of those bigger moments in the track, which is incredibly satisfying to listen to. Andy Barlow is the other half of Lamb, as I'm looking here, and he's best known as the producer here. So I'm imagining that he is, really handling a lot of the beats and those kind of electronic elements, of course, in trip hop and such. But you have a lot of additional musicians involved: cello, guitar, vibraphone, double bass as well. It's just a really fantastic track. I would be curious to see who's playing the percussion, but perhaps by the lack of personnel listed playing percussion, for all I know, maybe that's sampled. I don't know, but it sounded live. It sounded live to me. But pulling back the track here, I really love the shift change between the soft percussion here. Love as those big booms come in, hinting towards something later. Like that sounds live, even the building up there. But when the drums come in, that is such a 90s trip hop sound and atmosphere that they've pulled in here. And obviously they're in the time and they're in the genre, but man, it always feels good for me to like revisit this kind of sound. Earlier today, while not in the same decade, I was listening to Illegal Land by Massive Attack, which is, I guess, one of my favorite albums by them. But of course, I think that all of their albums are perfect. If I'm being honest, they're all different, but they're all perfect in a different way. And it's just really cool to like revisit that kind of sound. And I love hearing it. It just reminds me of a rainy day in a city. A lot of times when I listen to like classic 90s era trip hop and such, that's usually the vibe it gives me, is walking down some city on a rainy day, perhaps even with nowhere to go. But the shift into the drums here is fantastic. The use, I didn't even mention, the use of Gorecki's symphony in the music is incredibly masterful. And if you didn't watch that reaction, I love Symphony Number 3. I have that on my personal playlist. And I think it's fantastic. And I love how it's used here because the atmosphere in there is so deeply moody and moving. And you absolutely get those two M&Ms here in this track. I love the vibe going back into the tableau. Where was that? There you go. And her, I wish I remembered what artist, but her vocals remind me of another artist or singer in this realm. I can't quite remember who off the top of my head now, but reminds me of someone else. But not at all to take away from what Rhodes is doing, because it's really, really fantastic. This whole track, just really fun to listen to. If I should die this very moment, I wouldn't fear, for I've never known completeness like being here, wrapped in the warmth of you, loving every breath of you. Still my heart this moment, or it might burst. We're just finding ourselves in a good time, a good place with one another. Could we stay right here till the end of time, until the earth stops turning? Wanna love you till the seas run dry, I found the one I've waited for. All this time I've loved you and never known your face. All this time I've missed you and searched this human race. Like I didn't even know what you were missing. Here is true peace, here my heart knows calm, safe in your soul, bathed in your sighs. Repeats the chorus here, of course. The chorus, of course. All I've known, all I've done, all I've felt was leading to this. A moment like this. Some people wait forever. All right, so the 1997 single by the band. The song samples the second movement of Gorecki's Third Symphony, a symphony of sorrowful songs. The song peaked at number 30 on the UK singles chart. They would later appear on some stuff there. And there you go with your information. Really, really fantastic track. And can I tell you, thinking about the song title and the lyrics, this actually may be, instead of just a straightforward romantic song, you're the one I've been waiting for, I love you, etc. Thinking about it, this seems like it's more than likely a straight ode to Gorecki, and perhaps she or the band or one of them has found inspiration in his music, and so that's why she says, I've never known your face, all this time I've missed you. When you find a new album, a new artist, anything like that, and you're like, wow, where has this been all my life? And it was released like 30 years ago or something, like, but you find that kind of, here we're relating to music, but you find that new album, that new artist, and you're like, wow, what is this? I've been missing this. And then that creates this big influence in you, or at least for a moment in the enjoyment of the music. I feel like it's a similar thing for her where she heard his music and was just thoroughly excited and inspired by it to the point that perhaps it acted as an inspiration towards their music and, their writing and such. And this is their musical ode to Gorecki. This was a really, really phenomenal one. And what an ode. Are you kidding me? Let me know what you guys thought down below. Graham, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the request as well. Truly appreciate that. I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it may involve. And I will see you all later. Bye, guys.